The voice is a muscle, well, a group of muscles, that will atrophy if not being exercised regularly. It will start to lose its suppleness and strength and become either flaccid or stiff over time. Now think about the comatose patient or the paralytic. After just a short time of not being used, their muscles begin to lose their tonicity. And this is the same thing that happens to astronauts in zero gravity. If they don't exercise those muscles while they're on their space missions, they will not be able to walk or carry things once they're back on Earth and experiencing the force of gravity again. And if we're not regularly exercising our vocal muscles and challenging them, they will not be able to rise to the challenge when we want them to. This means that we need to be exercising our voices within their full phonation frequency or pitch range, as well as in their full amplitude or loudness range. If we don't, over time, we'll start to lose the ability to use them that way. And then it becomes an uphill battle of trying to build that strength back up, which becomes a little bit more difficult and challenging as we get older. Now, speaking of getting older, those who study the aging voice have noted that many of the voice changes that aging individuals experience and that we're often told are inevitable are actually preventable with proper care and regular vocal exercise. So the problems of thickening, lowering in the speaking pitch, loss of upper range, changes in voice quality, wobbling, and so forth are often actually caused by the aging individuals not using their voices like they did when they were younger. Or there's sometimes symptoms related to underlying medical health issues. It probably goes without saying, but speaking is not going to exercise our voices fully. In speech, we use a very limited pitch range and our amplitude varies only a little bit. Additionally, we don't sustain tones for very long, so it's a little bit like carrying around our own body weight. For most people of average weight, it's really easy to do so. It's not a difficult thing. We don't feel as though we're having to work very hard to do it. It requires a degree of muscle strength and endurance, sure, but it's not going to be enough to help us complete an American Ninja Warrior course. That would require a whole different level of strength and endurance, which is built up over time through training. In my voice studio, I've used the analogy of weightlifting for years now. We can't expect to lift competition weights immediately. If we try to, even with proper lifting technique, lifting with our legs and not our backs, we are likely to injure ourselves, to pull or strain muscles. It doesn't mean that we won't ever be able to lift 800 pounds, but we start out at a lower, more manageable weight, and then we gradually increase the amount of that weight that we can lift over time, usually years. The muscles are challenged in this manner. They're pushed a bit beyond their current capacity, but they're not strained. So the moral of this story is, use it so that you don't lose it. Exercise your voice regularly, preferably daily, and make sure that when you do so, you stretch the vocal apparatus to the fullness of its range capabilities and don't hold back in terms of loudness. But increase these capabilities gradually and safely using good technique. One way to stretch your vocal muscles is to perform sirens that cover a broad pitch range. Ooh. If you have troubles accessing the thinner edge function of the vocal folds and singing higher in pitches on vowel sounds, you may find that lip rolls or tongue tip trills work better for you. One way to strengthen your vocal muscles is to use your call voice more often. Melissa Cross has an excellent exercise that she describes in her DVD course, The Zen of Screaming. The singer imagines painting 3 rainbows with the voice, and each arc is a little bit higher in pitch at the top and a little bit louder. Whoa! 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 It's kind of fun. So I use this one with the students in my method acting classes to help them self-amplify their voices better on stage. Now I also like to use an energized hum that moves up in pitch like you're seeing something that you really, really like. Mmm. 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 A little creepy maybe? I don't know. But it helps to get the voice connected and gives the singer a feeling of strong resonance. You just want to make sure that you're not pushing from in here in the throat and that you're getting that sense of resonance over here. Now, I always encourage my students to carve out a space in which they can feel comfortable singing in their full voices and don't feel as though they have to hold back because they're afraid of disturbing somebody else in the house. If they only ever lift those 25-pound weights, then they're never going to be able to lift the 100 pounds. If they only ever sing within a very limited pitch range, then they're not going to be able to extend that range, and their vocal muscles will start to atrophy, which is something that we really don't want. If you found this video helpful and informative, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel for more singing tips as I post them. Thanks. Thanks so much for watching.